Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo, you're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopers, the princess and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers to the bridge. I say a hooked on the brothers. The brothers.
Yo, I'm Blaze, and we're back with more Super Mario Brothers. This time, we're taking on World 6. It started with 6-1. I mean, I don't know where else we would start, but that's where we're starting. Just in case you're wondering, and I'm about to eat it on that spiny. Excellent. Very cool. I'm so cool. I'm so good at this game. I'm the perfect candidate to be playing it right now. I'm so good, you know? I should have stomped him Lakitu, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta be a little merciful. You can't kill everyone all the time. That's what Undertale taught me. What is wrong with me? Jeez. Also, if you cite Undertale as like a big defining force in your moral compass, you need to consider these. You need to just sit and think for a little bit. All right, just sit down and consider the implications of such a decision in your life, right? Like I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm definitely saying you shouldn't. Do you like how I just totally changed what I was saying there? Me too. Alright. Is there... I don't think there's a mushroom in here, but whatever. Is that a bonus room? We'll find out, I guess. Nope, I guess it's not. I guess it's not. Are any of these? I think there's a bonus room that I want to go in this level, in this course. I always call them levels, but I think officially, Mario levels are called courses now, according to Nintendo or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, which honestly wouldn't be surprising. Here we go. Oh, this is the water thing. Yeah. So we go into a swim room. You like to swim? I sure do. You know, I didn't talk about how bloopers actually operate before, and I really should, because how bloopers work is pretty integral to not dying. So if you're generally above them, then they will swim upward in a diagonal pattern. If you're below them, they won't move at all and they'll just descend. So yeah, now you know. They also can't descend to the sea floor. They can only get one Mario's worth above it. So if you're trying to not die, you can just go to the sea floor and just not get nay-nayed on as you slowly walk, since you can't really run underwater. Is there something? I could have sworn there's something here. I'm probably wrong. Oh well, I guess I am just wrong. I guess I'll go cry about it. Maybe I'll just get a little angry. Okay, I'm done joking. This is serious Mario time, okay? This is serious business. We gotta beat this game. We gotta beat this game, and we're gonna do it in a stylish manner. Yeah, you heard me. We're gonna do it in a really cool guy sort of way. And our time's almost up. Yeah, if you run out of time, you just die. So maybe don't do that. And you get a really urgent sound effect when you do get to 100 seconds on the timer and lower. It's not even seconds. The time, if you notice, the timer counts way faster than any second ever could hope to be. That was a bizarre way to word that, but I worded it that way nevertheless. I really like the night sky in these sorts of levels. I also like how for these springs they just recycled the Super Mario World sound effect, whereas in the original version of the game there was no sound effect. So, but I just think that's interesting. But yeah, no, I really do like the twinkly night sky in some of these levels. That's part of the reason I like this version so much, though I will admit there is a certain charm to just having a plain black background. I know that sounds bizarre, but I don't know, I just kind of like that to an extent. I don't know, maybe I just played too much Earthbound Beginnings, but Yeah. These platforms are tricky because as soon as you touch them, they start to descend, and they descend pretty quickly. It's not the most dangerous thing in the world, but you should be very wary when jumping upon them. Let's take on the 6-3 castle, you dig? Yeah, I dig. I dig it a lot. I dig it a lot. I don't remember if I think this castle isn't that bad, actually. Watch me be super wrong, though. I could have gotten that mushroom, but I didn't want to risk it. I'd prefer to just proceed, because I'm not good enough to be super stylish in this game. We'll play some games where I'm good enough to be stylish. Don't you worry. We'll get there, but we're not there right now. I just play what I want when I want, regardless of how actually not great I am at it. Wow, speaking of being not great, I just assumed that Podoboo wasn't going to jump again, or that I could beat it, one or the other. And instead, I got my shit pushed in, dude. I just got creamed. I just got creamed real hard. You know, I will say, even though I really like the Bowser Castle theme, it also kind of makes you feel as though you're going slightly insane, but only slightly, so it's not that big of a deal, I suppose. I did not know this block was here. That's really interesting. I never knew that. Everyone loves invisible. You know, I could have not just taken that hit, but then again, I guess it works. Yeah, if you don't really care, and you just run up to Bowser, you can just power boost through him if you really want to. Just use those invincibility frames if you really just don't care. There's no real reason to. You might as well try to get over him without getting hit. But if you get hit, just power boost. Just do whatever, man. Just take advantage of the fact that the game designers were merciful. Take advantage of their mercy and use it to prosper in this wacky world of Super Mario Brothers. Wow, that was bad. I was just, I can't even come up with, that was just pathetic, really. Speaking of pathetic, I knew those guys were coming up, and yet I decided to just try to get over them. That was really stupid. I'm not quite sure why I decided to do that. Maybe it's just because we're getting near the end of the game, and I'm getting a little antsy. I'm getting a little nervous. Getting a little, yeah, okay. Well, that was weird. I'm never doing that again. That's probably going to end up being a lie in retrospect. But that's okay. Sometimes I can't tell you the truth, otherwise you'll know what's coming, you know? I gotta keep you guessing, otherwise you won't keep watching. I say that even though no one watches these videos anyway, but you know, oh wow, I just screwed myself over. I've never done that before. That was really interesting, actually. I'm glad that you could experience this with me today. Is there really not a mushroom here? I could have sworn. Maybe it's... There just isn't a mushroom here. Why did I think there was? Oh! I think I'm thinking of 8-3. Wow, okay, I definitely am off. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking of 8-3. I definitely am. There's no doubt about it. I'm thinking about the mushroom placement at 8-3 for sure. However, I will check to see if there are mushrooms. I don't think there are, though. However, there's a mushroom right here. I know that for a fact. Got him. I wanted to demonstrate that real quick. It's pretty interesting. Once you hit a shell like that, there's a bit where you won't be damaged by it, even if it technically passes through you. So you don't have to be super careful about how you approach shells. Still be careful though. But I've always thought that was pretty interesting. That's very fair, I'd say. Because otherwise, you know, you could just get screwed over. This is before the days in which you could bounce off shells. In fact, I haven't really talked about this. This is before the days where you could really high bounce off of enemies. In a lot of newer Mario titles, if you press the jump button as soon as you hit an enemy, or you hold the jump button as you jump on them, you'll bounce high off of said enemy. You'll get like a high bounce. But this game does not have that. So if you thought you could pull off high platforming shenanigans, well, you better think again, mister, because Nintendo will be having none of it. So, even though, like, I've heard this song a billion times, I will admit, This song has a really good remix in DDR Mario Mix. That was a weird way to word that, but then again, that's a weird title, so what am I going to do about it? And there we go. 7-2 complete. Oh, I think I only have 2 lives, though, so I better be careful. Because I could easily game over in this world. I will say, if you're like on the first course of a world in this version, or really in either version of the game, and you like lose a life before you hit a checkpoint, you might as well just like throw away all the lives and restart. Because, I mean, there's no real reason to proceed at that point. Unless you're really just going for a high score. Also, that was really bad. I can't believe I misplaced that jump. That was really, really pathetic, and I'm sad about it. Not that sad, though. It'll be fine. But I'm slightly peeved at myself for screwing that up to such a degree. I will say a good strategy for these like flying fish courses is just keep moving forward. I mean, obviously you should still be careful and not just blindly rush forward, but generally if you keep moving, the cheeps will not smash into you. Now granted, you will likely still be safe. Well, not necessarily. I like how the game is like, no, you can't don't tell them that. Let me show you how unsafe you are. Yeah, so if you stand still, cheeps totally can just smash into you. However, if they hit your feet, they will just die immediately. So that's pretty interesting. In fact, I'm pretty sure, even though enemies don't operate like that, I theoretically, I suppose all enemies in the game would just die if they hit your feet. Except for Hammer Brothers, because if a Hammer Brother jumps up and you're above it, for whatever reason, they won't die. You'll take the hit, which is super crummy, but that's the way it is. So here's another maze castle. So the order here is down, middle, up, then you want to go up again, and then you want to go to the middle, and then you want to go up. And that's it. Unless I messed that up. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Here we are. Let's hope I don't get... Okay, so this is tricky because if I die... Oh, there's hammers. Yeet. Let's go, Bowser. Let's go, Bowser. Yeah, so if I die, I restart the world, but if I make it through, I go on to the next one. So this is going to be tense. And by tense, I mean I'm going to be a huge baby and probably, like, try to cheese this. Oh, yeah, got it. Woo! I'm really happy with that. Now watch me immediately lose this next life and game over in this next world. But hey, it doesn't matter, because they'll just restart on the first course anyway. Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. But that next castle is the castle in question. So we're almost done here. Oh, I have 2 lives. I guess I'm just wrong. Oh, I didn't jump fast enough. That was really pathetic. Wow, really game? And by really game, I mean really me. I was gonna try to be a cool guy and just like jump at the last second, but why did I even try to be a cool guy? However, you can still be a cool guy by just running over those spaces. I never really touched upon that, and it's still pretty much common knowledge as everything else in this game, but yeah, if you run by holding the B button, you can pass over spaces that are 1 block in width. Like the width of like a brick block, for example, and you'll just be able to run over them unscathed. So that's pretty cool. Is there something there? I'm pretty sure there's something here if I just like punch the air. Yeah, that is something I might want to talk about because it's pretty interesting. I've always thought it was interesting that, you know, people talk about, oh, Mario hits blocks with his head, but that's clearly not true at all. If you like look at this sprite for 1 second, you'll notice that he has his arm raised because he punches blocks, and it's really apparent in the newer games. I don't know where this misconception that he hits things with his head came from, but it's simply untrue. It's even really apparent in the NES version of the game. I think people are just dumb, I guess. I don't know. People are just not... They don't use their observational abilities very well. They really don't. They don't use their eyeballs to the extent that they could potentially use said eyeballs. And just overall, people are foolish, misaimed creatures. I don't know why I'm being so high and mighty right now as I'm playing Super Mario Brothers in a mediocre fashion, but by golly, I am. Alright. Like I said, I probably should have just thrown away that life so I could, you know, restart the world fresh. But, I didn't. So, it's probably going to come to that decision's probably gonna come to haunt me later, but it's fine. It just means more content for your viewing pleasure or whatever. That's the excuse I'm gonna roll with anyway. So yeah, this 1-up, the placement of this 1-up basically means that you can play this level over and over without actually decreasing your life counter, which is nice because this level can be tricky for newcomers. Or if you just suck like me. That was good timing for that anyway. But when you're pursuing that 1-up, it's important to note that you can't rush too much, because if you rush too much, the screen will basically, take out the 1-up, because, you can't go backwards in this game. Even though this is the All-Star version. I just died. Well, remember that thing about how you can continuously play this level over and over because that 1-up placement? Well, yeah, you can if you're not terrible. Okay, let's do this world without dying too much. It is kind of handy, honestly, that I died there instead of later, so that I can go ahead and play through the world without, worrying about my life counter and everything. But you know what? I'll probably just game over again anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Let's just hope for the best, and by hope for the best, not play like a scrub. Which, that's difficult to do, because playing like a scrub is sort of just in my nature at this point. But we'll see if I can break that habit. Yeah, hit that block. Let's go. Punch! Don't hit it with your head, Mario. You gotta punch. I prefer to wait for that guy to fall down that pit, because honestly, I don't like dealing with him too much. He's a bit of a Debbie Downer, if you know what I mean. Who actually uses the phrase Debbie Downer in a non-ironic fashion? Because I don't know anyone who does. And honestly, I mean, I'm sure they exist, but it's still a bit of a bizarre phrase, to say the least. But that's just fine. I'm totally down for bizarre phrases. Bizarre phrases are friends to me. And we cleared 8-1 without too much trouble, I suppose. Thankfully, and I'm a fourth of the way to the life with my coin counter, so let's hope I can keep it up. Watch me inevitably fail to do so. Yeah, wait for those guys to drop down. So I just have to deal with Lakitu and his spiny eggs. Yeah, here's the deal, right? You know the spinies when he drops them? So they're not just spinies when they're in that falling ball form. They're apparently spiny eggs, and then they hatch even though they're not eggs at all, and they're just curled up. I don't know if it's meant to be non-literal and it's just figurative that they're eggs, but I don't know. It's just strange. Mario's strange in general, so I wouldn't be too surprised. However, I am surprised that I'm this bad. It's quite shocking, really. Especially after I was performing quite... Yeah, okay, so... Granted, that wasn't because of this. That's just because I'm bad, but I should point out the fact that once you step on a Koopa Paratroopa, yeah, well, they're gonna flip around, so you better watch out for that. However, comma, I don't know why I keep saying however, comma, I just like it, but that wasn't because I didn't know that. That was because I'm just terrible and misplaced my jump. Alright. Double jump, not double jump, but jump over double Koopas. Get this 1-up. Don't get bulleted. Get down here, get this mushroom. I don't know why I'm narrating each individual action that I take in this course, but I am doing so, regardless of how absurd it may seem, because I am nervous and don't want to screw up any more than I already have. I meant to mention this earlier, but I did not. If you are standing next to or on top of a pipe, piranha plants will not come out of said pipe. Bullet bills behave similarly. If you're next to a bullet blaster, bullet bills will not be shot out of said bullet blaster, so keep that in mind when trying to not get screwed on by said enemies. However, you'll just screw yourself on a Koopa Troopa anyway, so that advice won't really do you any good if you're anything like me. Hopefully you're not anything like me and you're much better than I am. Wow! Got to the end. Now here's the deal. In most stages, if you die, you just get sent back to a checkpoint, but World 8's the only world. It doesn't have checkpoints. No checkpoints whatsoever. So yeah, if you die, give up. No, don't give up. But if you die, you're going back to the beginning. So keep that in mind. Also, all stages in World 8, if I'm not mistaken, regardless of length, have the same amount of time on the clock, so keep that in mind. You can't dawdle too much. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Wow, that was just really bad. It's funny. Remember I said I did like a practice run of this game a little bit earlier today? Well, funnily enough, I actually, even though I normally have trouble with this course, during that practice run I didn't have too much trouble with it. But look, now I am, so I guess I didn't actually improve whatsoever. Either that or, you know, the fact that I'm having to talk and play is just putting me back at my base skill level. Which, honestly, the latter explanation makes more sense, I suppose. It's fine. I have 3 lives, which is not ideal, but it's workable. I mean, it's not like it's not the end of the world, right? Especially since these stages just don't have actual checkpoints. You know, not a huge issue. Especially since 8-1 is not really all that difficult. And I can just kind of tear through it. I say that, watch me not be able to do so if I game over. Alright, just keep it coming. Alright, looking smooth. I'm looking like a smooth dude, my dude. Oh yeah, that's how I like to look. Alright, so, hopefully this time I won't die right before the flagpole. Yeah, that's right. Remember how I ate shit earlier? Well, guess what? That was right before the flagpole. And remember how I ate crap earlier? That was right before the flagpole. Alright, so 8-3, considered by many to be the most difficult of stages. I don't agree, however, it definitely can be challenging. No one's questioning that. However, it becomes much easier if you can acquire the power-ups found around the course. There's one of them, there's 2 of them. So if you can get them, it makes the second half of the course much, much easier. Oh, I should mention, earlier I said that Buzzy Beetles were unique in that they're immune to fire flowers. Not true. Bullet Bills also are immune to fire flowers, but I just wasn't really thinking too hard about it, and I was more so thinking about, you know, standard enemies that just kind of walk around. But yeah, no, Bullet Bills are totally fire impervious as well. They're totally fire retardant, so don't try that. But yeah, if you have a fire flower, this segment where you'd have to, you know, carefully maneuver and weave your way through hordes of Hammer Brothers, it's basically amateur hour stuff. Super easy. No, basically no challenge. And like I said, like you saw, the level provides you with 2 power-ups, so you don't even technically have to come into the course with a mushroom or a fire flower in hand. You can just do it here. So, not as bad as you might think. Not super easy, though. You can still easily mess up the actual, you know, acquisition of those power-ups. So, still be careful. Anyway, this is the last course. And it is also a maze castle. However, it's an unorthodox maze castle in that there aren't, you know, paths that are up, down, and middle like the last one. Instead, you have to go down the right pipes. And if you go down the wrong pipes, you start the whole cycle over. However, I know what the pipes are, so I hopefully will not screw this up. Watch me do so somehow, regardless of my knowledge. Here we go. I'm gonna try to get to Bowser with a fire flower, because that'd make it far easier. I'm not super confident in my ability to do so, but I'm gonna go for it, regardless. Yeah, this part's annoying. Flying fish in the middle of a castle. Why are there flying fish in the middle of the castle? I don't know. Nor do I know why there's a swimming segment in the middle of a castle. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. However, if you want to make your life slightly less miserable during this underwater segment, I mentioned earlier that you can oftentimes make things easier for yourself by just, you know, hugging the floor of the ocean floor. That especially applies here. However, if you have a fire flower, that also makes this far easier. So yeah, either or. But yeah, if you just hug the floor, these guys actually can't hurt you. So the only hazard is getting through that one fire bar over there that we just passed by. So, you know, Super easy stuff, actually. Not legitimately challenging whatsoever. Now this part, this is also not challenging because we have Fire Flower. Yeah, the Fire Flower is an interesting power-up, and the game becomes way easier if you have it. I'm gonna try to push through. Yes, got him. Woo! So I could have just been super patient and gone with the Fire Flower, but I really thought I could make that jump and not get hit by the Potovu. It worked out regardless, though, so I guess it's fine. Thank you, Mario. The kingdom is saved. Now try a more difficult quest. Push start. So, okay, the game is over now. We've rescued the princess. The real Bowser has been defeated. The Mushroom Kingdom is at peace. And as such, hard mode has been unlocked. So, if we, restart the game, we can start in hard mode. Hard mode varies a bit from normal mode in that, well, the most noticeable difference is that Goombas are now Buzzy Beetles. Interesting. There are a few other differences, like certain platforms are shorter than they would be otherwise, etc., etc. I'll show that off more so in the bonus video I plan to put out, but I don't intend to do a full playthrough in hard mode. Unless people really want to see that, I'm not gonna do that because the game is only slightly different. There isn't a ton of change. It's just, if you want a little more replay factor, if you want a little more playability in your Super Mario Brothers game, they give it to you. And I think that's pretty neat. What is also neat is the fact that we're done. Not totally. Like I said, I want to do that bonus video. But even so, for now, Super Mario Brothers is wrapped up. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I would also appreciate it if you check out my other videos that I have coming down the pipeline. And if you do, then I can say that I will see you then. Later.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.